Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I hope everybody's doing great on this Sunday. Please remember these messages are timeless and will be received in divine timing for those who need to hear them. As always, if they don't apply, please let them fly. You're always welcome to come back for the next one. Okay, let's begin. Today's message is from Source and Mother Gaia, and the headline is Ill Gotten Gains Only Bring Temporary Rewards. Now, what is Source and Gaia trying to say about this? Okay. There are many individuals out there, the top 1% companies, especially oil companies, who are promoting selling shares of their, their company to drill oil. Okay. Well, the guy is very distressed about this because we are going backwards. Oil has been proven to be uh, a destructive product. It makes people sick. It pollutes the air. And we have these companies out there that are trying to entice people, okay, the 1% trying to get your money, trying to get your money to pay for the destruction of the planet, okay? That's just a temporary gain. Even if you do make any dividends from it, it's blood money. And Source and Mother Gaia want everyone to be aware that nobody ever prospers from ill gotten gains, especially when it's something that is not with the best interest of everyone in mind. Okay. Again, drilling, products of oil. We become so dependent on oil and become so greedy in this country. And the top 1% is making sure that that greed continues. Okay. By impoverishing us. Okay. Or trying to do so. Okay. Raising the prices of things to the point that we can't afford it. So that way we'll be desperate enough to throw the rest of our hard earned money into their projects to make them richer. Okay? And these are people who don't pay taxes. They don't pay taxes like you and I do. They get the loopholes. I don't understand how everybody's okay with this. And Source and Mother Gaia don't understand how everybody's okay with this. But this is all part of the process of the breaking down of the old and to prepare us for the new. So you could either be on the correct side or the incorrect side. Your choice. But remember, the money that you receive in this existence is finite. We are finite. We are finite beings, human beings in this world. And, our souls do go on to other existences after this. Now, the choice is up to us on how we behave and how we choose to work in this existence. Do we perpetuate the sickness and provide it and fuel it? Or do we wake up and say, hey, you know what? Why is there no loophole for me? Why do billionaires need my money to destroy the planet, drilling for oil, which is harming the animals, harming the environment, harming us, making us sick? My great grandfather, when he first came to this country many years ago, before he went back to Italy, then they returned back in the 1950s, worked as a coal miner in Pennsylvania, and he died of severe pneumonia. Okay, and he worked in these coal mines because he had no choice. He had 4 kids to raise at the time. And so he did what he had to do. But again, the companies knew the dangers of working in this type of an environment, including the people that lived in the general vicinity of these environments where the coal was being mined, polluting the air. So many people became sick and they didn't even make enough money to afford proper health care. But guess what? The top 1%, they don't care. Okay? So now you might be asking yourself, what is this message about and why am I hearing this? Uh, Apparently, whoever I'm speaking to, maybe a group, it may be one, is considering spending money or investing in something that they know in the bottom of their heart doesn't align with their higher purpose. Okay, either wanting to invest in something that they know is not good for the environment, harmful to animals, harmful to the planet, and you're getting a nudge. Okay, this is just reinforcing that nudge. God is telling you think before you make your choice. Really consider. Other guy is asking you the same, and they're asking you with love. There's no judgment in this. It's your decision. But no, there will be consequences for those decisions that you make. Okay? Would you prefer to be rich knowing that you are destroying the planet and animals and environments and the ecosystem? Or would you prefer to live humbly and know that you're doing the correct thing and you'll gain your rewards after this because it'll just add to your karma, add to your positive karma. And when you make the correct decisions, I want everyone to know when you continuously make the correct decisions, and it doesn't happen overnight, and you can't just to say, I'm going to make the right decision today, then I expect good things to happen tomorrow. No, you have to be serious. You have to work towards that goal. Okay. And this goes also for some people that I might be speaking to who, continually support um, stores out there. You know, make sure you investigate the companies where you spend your money. Know where your money's going because more times, 9 times out of 10, you're supporting a company that doesn't have your best interest in mind and is making a fool out of you, taking your money. You know, another person, I'm getting a message for someone else. Somebody's considering doing that ancestry DNA. Uh-uh. They're harvesting your DNA. That's what that's all about. Tracking system. Does it really matter? We're all one. Does it really matter where your ancestors come from? You know where your ancestors come from. But it doesn't really matter that you're 1% this and 10% that and 50% of something else. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Okay? This also causes separation instead of unity. Okay? I belong to this tribe. I belong to that tribe. It's all bullshit, people. And Source and Mother Gaia want everyone to understand that. Okay? They want everyone to understand. The other thing, there's somebody who's considering ordering that Cola Guard. Again, the commercial tells you you may receive a false or a false positive or a false negative result with the Cologuard test. How can you trust something like that when they're telling you that you might get a letter in the mail that says, hey, you got colon cancer, and freak you out, and then all of a sudden you go to the doctor and realize that you don't, or worse yet, you have colon cancer and the test tells you that you're clear. Personally, do you want to trust that? These are all money making devices. Buy the 1% to get your money. Okay? And if you understand, if you know, you know. But this is for those who might be considering making a decision such as that out of fear. That's what they want you to do. They place fear. That's how it works. That's how they keep you enslaved. Now, you could either take my advice or you could scroll past this. Either way, you have to live with your own decision. I'm not here to force anyone to do anything. I'm just putting out the facts. I'm putting out what is being channeled through me that people need to hear right now. Okay, and as silly as this video might be, and when I was being prompted to create this video, I'm wondering to myself, how am I going to get this across because it sounds so ridiculous? But obviously, this message has to reach someone or certain individuals who are on the edge of making a poor decision. So this is just reinforcement if you were considering something such as Cola Guard, investing in oil companies to destroy our planet, okay? Or, or that ancestry DNA. Think before you make your decision, okay? Source loves you, or the Gaia loves you, and they want the best for all of us. But we have to do our part. They can't do it alone, and we have to be the ones to fix this problem that we're experiencing on this planet. But we can only do that when we join together and realize that we are all one, regardless of what side of the political spectrum you're on. Okay? Doesn't matter. Again, that's another creation by the powers that be. Okay? You ever hear the saying, divide and conquer? That's how it works, kids. So, please, think about this message and hopefully this resonates with someone. And I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank anyone for, leaving their likes, comments. Unfortunately, many times I'm not able to read the comments. They're normally blocked. I have no understanding of why or what's happening with that. But I don't want anyone to feel that I'm ignoring them or not responding to them. I'm just not receiving them. Okay. When I do receive a comment, especially with how small this collective is right now, I will respond. But I just want everyone to know, if you did put a comment out there and I didn't respond to it, it's because I am not unable to see it on this end. Okay. I want to thank everyone again for stopping by. Wish everyone a wonderful weekend, the rest of the weekend, what's left of it. And we'll see you again soon. Take care.